Good morning, Bonnie Newland, registered dietitian, and today we're going to make an easy recipe that uses a zucchini and eggplant, or you could use one or the other, but I have a simple filling that will make these into boats. So I have hollowed out the inside of both the zucchini and the squash just using a melon baller. That's what I prefer to do it. You have to put a little muscle into it, but it works pretty well, and we're going to make Greek stuffed boats. So they'll have some tomatoes, some olives, some parsley, and a little bit of cheese on top. They're super filling and a great way to use some of these vegetables that are in season. You would just take the melon baller. Well, first you would cut it in half, as you can see. You would take the melon baller, and like I said, you're gonna have to put a little bit of muscle into it. And you just work your way all the way down, getting out the inside. And so you're gonna continue doing that. I have to set this down. I was trying to show it to you, but that's not allowing me to pull it out. So set it down here on my cutting board real quick. And then what you're gonna do after you hollow these out is you're gonna use just a tiny bit, little bit of olive oil or another neutral cooking oil and brush the inside so that you can put them on a pan. I use a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. I use a little bit of olive oil and a brush, and I just coat the inside and then stick them on a cookie sheet that's been lined with parchment paper. And I'm gonna do the same for my eggplant. I had already hollowed them out as well. Make the transition here a little bit faster. So I'm just gonna put oil in those. I'm gonna put my oven on 400 and let these get soft for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna add the stuffing, and I will come back to you as we're adding the stuffing and show you what a quick, simple weeknight dinner this could be. If you have ground beef or ground turkey, you could add that to the tomato mixture inside the boats and make it a little bit more hearty and increase the protein if you wanted to. You could even add cannelli beans, some white beans to the mixture if you wanted to do that. So it's really versatile and it's super yummy. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm back and I have the eggplant and the squash that has been cooked for 10 minutes in the oven at 400. And as you can see, I have stuffed it with the Greek mixture, which is the tomatoes, bell pepper, garlic, onion, let's see what else is in there, parsley, and olives. And I'm gonna put the recipe below so you don't have to remember any of this, but now I'm gonna go ahead and spread cheese. I'm using feta cheese since we're doing Greek stuffed filling, and then I'm gonna stick it back in the oven for 6 to 8 minutes for the cheese to melt, and then they'll be ready to go for dinner, and I will come back when the cheese is melted. Okay, those are in the oven, but one thing I did want to mention is that the recipe does call for 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, and you know the can is several ounces, so then you end up with all this tomato paste and you're like, what am I gonna do with it? I actually throw mine in this little, this is actually for herbs, but to freeze herbs, but you could use an ice cube tray, and I just put it in here, nothing fancy. Mine happens to have a lid. I'm gonna stick it in the freezer, and then you pop these discs or an ice cube tray and throw them into a freezer bag, and then you can pop them into a soup or some sort of sauce whenever you need it. Tomato paste freezes really well, so don't get rid of your extra tomato paste. So I just wanted to mention that while we're waiting for the eggplant and zucchini to finish. All right, I'm back, and here's the finished product: Greek stuffed eggplant and zucchini boats. And these make a great dinner. Like I said, you can add a meat for protein, some sort of ground meat to the mixture if you want, or you could add some cannelli beans, and I will post the recipe in addition to this video. So I hope you try it. I hope you try an eggplant or an aubergine, as it's called, if you're not used to eating it, and try the zucchini. You could also make this in a squash. That would work wonderfully in a yellow squash as well. It would also work great in a spaghetti squash. So you've got a couple options here, but I hope you try it and I hope you enjoy it. Have a great day.